What up, YouTube? Fat Tony PhD here to talk to you about drugs. Yeah, man. Like, I'm an avid MMA fan, and I found out recently that one of the up and coming heavyweight fighters, Mr. Shane Del Rosario, passed away. And I want to say, first off, rest in peace, and my condolences go to his family and friends and loved ones. That sucks. Like, it sucks that he had to go. Like, he was only 30 years old. He still had a long life ahead of him. His future was looking really bright. Yeah, so man, like, I guess like one day he was at home and he just suddenly went into cardiac arrest and like collapsed. And then he was in the hospital for a while, and they put him on life support, and he showed like very little signs of brain activity, and it just sounds like really depressing and stuff. And not only that, but there's been a recent like there's been a number of MMA fighters dying from like heart problems, heart attacks. I think they said this was like the third one. So yeah, man. Recently, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, some news came out, and lab results on Mr. Del Rosario's body revealed that he had opiates, cocaine, and THC in his system. In other words, he had a cocktail of drugs in his body when he died. So it's it's likely that that had some kind of effect or something to do with his passing. If you disagree with that, then like I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I mean, it's likely, and that leads me into like how I feel about like drug culture. I really don't understand. Like I don't understand why people do drugs. Like some people shouldn't do drugs in the first place. I understand that most people do it because they want to have fun and they want to. It's like a means to escape their problems or whatever. But I just think there's so many other alternatives. Like I don't know. I mean, I still share sympathy for Del Rosario and his family. It sucks that he had to pass away at such a young age. But I think that if had he not have had those substances in his system, then he may have that may have increased his chances of survival. It may have avoided that whole like issue completely. You know, I don't know, man. I don't get it. Like if I'm in the UFC or if I just got signed and I got all this money coming in, endorsements and deals and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't even want to do drugs at all. Like I wouldn't want to do it. I would be too worried about jeopardizing my future. And additionally, like even if I was a serious athlete, if I was a serious athlete competing at his level, if I had been, I just don't understand why athletes do that. Some of them do that. You know, Another thing is like when people do drugs, like you don't really know your genetics completely. You don't know like what was passed down to you, like hereditary. You don't know if you have some like pre-existing heart condition that went undiagnosed. You don't know how your body's going to react to the substances that you put in your body compared to the next person. You're thinking like, oh hey, Chris just like snorted like 3 lines of cocaine and he's completely fine, so I'm going to go ahead and snort 3 lines. You know, maybe Chris was like, maybe he could tolerate that, but What makes you think you can, or what makes you think it won't affect you? That's like the number one thing I like to ask people that do drugs. I'm like, are you not aware that you might have something going on, like internally, you know, that could be just set off by the drugs that you put in, you know? I just think there's so many different reasons why you shouldn't do drugs, man. Really, especially like athletic types, people competing in sports, or people people that have that lead like healthy lifestyles. Like if you are like 30 something years old and you've been, physically active like pretty much your whole life, doing sports or like, you know, uh, competing or just like working out recreationally or whatever the case may be, if you're like super healthy, then why the fuck would you want to introduce those kind of substances to your body? Like your body may not know how to react when that shit gets into your system. And so that could just cause all kinds of crap, man. Like maybe your body will just go into a what the fuck mode and just shut down. And then there you go. I mean, a long time ago, there was a guy, I think his name was Glenn Bias or something like that, right? I think he had got picked up by the Boston Celtics or something, and then like he was partying, and I think he had tried cocaine or something for the first time, and he had a heart attack. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I don't really remember the whole story, but it was something like that. So yeah, I mean, just don't understand, man. Like, man, people need to like value their bodies more. Like, I don't know, appreciate their bodies more, man. Like, I don't know, like Mr. Rosario, man, he was at a pretty high stage and of his career, and man, he was putting shitty stuff in his body, man. Putting drugs in there. That like your body, like if you're an athlete, like your body is your money maker, man. Like that's it. That's what you know what I'm saying. Like you need that. Like why would you do that? I don't get it. I mean, I feel different about okay. I like alcohol. I don't think alcohol is that bad. I mean, it's not a drug, but alcohol is not that bad. Like a drink or two every now and then, or if you want to drink a lot, whatever. But I mean, just cocaine though, really? Opiates, really? Like, I don't know, man. I just don't understand. And then some people shouldn't be doing drugs anyway if they have like some kind of like addictive personality. If you know you're going to be addicted to this shit, then stay away from it. I don't understand, man. Yep. So that's how I feel. Uh, Drop some comments. Let me know. Let me know how y'all feel. You know, I mean, I'm all for having fun. I'm all for living your life to the fullest. Don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between living your life to the fullest and being stupid. I don't get it, man. Everybody should treat their bodies, you know, the best they can. I mean, you only really get one of these, so I mean, and if you want to live a long time, or if you know want to really enjoy your life, like you gotta make sure your health is good to go. Like you can't like jeopardize it. You can't do it. You know. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm done ranting here. Thanks for watching.